My husband asked for extra stitches while I was torn open. I went into labor in the middle of the night, that kind of pain that yanks you out of sleep and dumps you on the floor. It was 2 a.m. I told my husband, Sean, and he rolled over and said it was not proper labor yet, and he needed his sleep for when it was. I was pacing the living room by myself, timing contractions on my phone, breathing like I had trained for months, and he was upstairs snoring. By 4, I was gripping the banister with both hands. By 5, I could not talk through the contractions. I shouted for him, begged him to come down, nothing. I was full term, carrying a big baby, and I was scared. At 7:30, he finally wandered downstairs yawning, like I had asked him to help find a lost remote, not to help me deliver a human. We got to the hospital, and it was a blur of monitors and cold gel and the white noise of other people giving birth. I was in active labor for 10 hours. 10 hours of back-to-back waves. 10 hours of me squeezing his hand when he was there and squeezing the bed rail when he disappeared again. Coffee, food, a phone call, another coffee. He kept ducking out like he was bored at a meeting. Every time he left, I stared at the door and tried not to panic. Every time he came back, he had a new excuse and the smell of takeaway on his breath and the push, that animal place where time stops. I delivered our son, 9 pounds 7 ounces and perfect. I was shaking and crying and laughing and empty and full all at once. There was blood and there were hands and there was a male doctor stitching me because I had torn badly. I have a history of sexual assault, which Sean knows, and I was already white-knuckling my way through the fact that a stranger was between my legs. I needed my husband to be a wall. I needed him to be quiet and hold my face and tell me I was safe. Instead, he leaned over the doctor with this stupid grin and said, "Can you add a couple more stitches for me, mate?" Like I was a joke. Like my pain was banter. The room went silent. The doctor did not even look at him. He said that could cause serious problems for the patient, so no, absolutely not. My ears rang. My cheeks burned. I felt my stomach drop through the bed. I was lying there open and shaking, and my husband made me the punchline. He did not even apologize right away. He stared at his shoes. I stared at the ceiling tiles and counted them so I would not sob in front of the people holding a needle to my skin. My whole body was screaming, and not just from the tear. It was the humiliation. It was the betrayal. It was the way he abandoned me all night, the way he treated my labor like his intermission, and then made my trauma into a locker room joke. When the doctor finished, they put my baby on my chest, and everything went quiet again in a different way. I kissed his head and tasted salt for my tears. I looked at Sean, and there was nothing in me left to soften it. I told him to sit down and shut up. He tried to say he was nervous. It was just a joke. He did not mean it. He was tired. He did not know what to do. I watched the nurse check my son's little fingers, and I thought, I will never allow this man to ruin this moment for me again. On the first night home, while the house still smelled like new baby and antiseptic, he tried again with the excuses. He said he had been amazing through the pregnancy. He said he was there for the big part. He said the doctor overreacted. He said I was being dramatic. I told him I labored alone in our living room while he slept. I told him I counted minutes on my phone while he counted snores. I told him he left me every hour when I was begging him not to go. I told him that when I was torn open and terrified, he turned to a stranger and asked for a tighter vagina like I was a party trick. He shut up. For once, he shut up. I picked up my son, felt his weight settle into the crook of my arm, and I made a choice. Next time, if there is a next time, my mom will be with me. She will hold my hand and keep me grounded and make sure the door does not open unless I say so. I looked Sean in the eye and said it clearly, like a promise to myself. You will never be in the delivery room with me again.